Now it's okay. We are alive. Good afternoon, Isabel Sánchez, or good evening. I suppose you are in Madrid.
Yes.
So,
Good
welcome,
night here, yes.
welcome to our SAP Inside Track Fortaleza. Uh, I pick a bit of your resume. You are certified in SAP CORP and S4HANA. In the last you were teaching SAP. I suppose now you work as a consulting, but I give you the space to present your resume. So the space yours. You can start. If I stay here, something if you need, you can call me and I will talk with you. Let's go.
Oh, okay. So I will start introducing myself. I'm currently working as an SAP MM consultant within a DevOps team, and the client is an automobile manufacturer company. As Manuel said, I have two certifications, one in controlling, SAP ERP AHP7, and other in finance for SAP S4HANA 1809. About SAP, I started working as a trainer in 2018, in charge of the training for SAP users and within a purchasing, logistics, contracting, and economic finance systems. Before starting working as a trainer and starting working with SAP, I've been working for more than 15 years in finance and accounting departments. So for now, this is my introduction. About this presentation is titled Consignment Process in SAP. And this is the agenda. This presentation has 4 parts. 1, introduction, where I will define what is consignment and how does it work. Second part is vendor consignment process in SAP. Third part is customer consignment process in SAP. And fourth part is a summary of consignment in theory, and where you the relevant apps that you can find in theory. So, starting with the first part, introduction. So, what is consignment? I'm not sure if someone has already been familiar with this term or has worked with this term. Basically, it's a logistic process. Consignment is an arrangement in which goods are left in the possession of an authorized third party to sell. In this process, there are 2 parties involved. One is consignor, that brings good to be sold on their behalf by another party, which is consignee. Consignor retains legal ownership of the merchandise, despite not being stocked for a third party. For another, the second party involved is consignee, which is the opposite, is the person that is the receiver of goods. Is the person that buys or retains the goods and pass them along to a third party or final buyer, I will explain in the next slide with a graphic how it works. The consignee is the payer of the goods. So we can find two main processes. One is vendor consignment and other is customer consignment. Our company in one process is consignee and in the other process is consignor. Consignor is the person who sends the goods to the other. So let's move on to the next slide to clarify better with this graphic how it works. Consignor is the person who sends the unit to consignee. This consignee will keep the goods in her warehouse and send the goods to buyer. When the goods are sent to buyer, they will settle accounts with consignor. Goods that are not bought will be returned to consignor. In this example, in 1st of January, consignor recognized consignment inventory for 100. So consignor sends 100 units to consignee and recognize consignment inventory in her stockage. During January, consignee recognized cash and liability to consignor. So for these 100 units, consignee will recognize cash and liability to consignor. What happens in 1st of February? Consignor recognized 95 items sold. That is sold by the consignee, which is the person who has the 100 units. And consignee clear liability to consignor. It could sound a bit difficult to understand, but it will be better to understand when we start doing it in the system itself. So let's move on. And I will start with a vendor consignment process in SAP. As I told before, there are two processes, vendor consignment and customer consignment. I will start with vendor consignment process. So, what is vendor consignment process? Consignment processing in SAP for a vendor is used when a vendor provides the company material or loan. So that means that this vendor will send us material and we will keep them on loan. When this vendor sells their material, when our company sells the material, we will pay this vendor. So in this case, the material are kept in the company's warehouse until you withdraw the same material for processing. When you withdraw material for processing is the moment that the liability is created. In this process, the first step for this process is agree in the pricing with the vendor. The agreement in the pricing with the vendor is done through info records. I will explain later with a screenshot how to post how to create info records in the system. After the info records are created, the prices can automatically be copied to purchase order. So the first step is create an info record for consignment, and the next step is create a purchase order. So about what transactions or what part of SAP you can find consignment. You can find consignment, vendor consignment in material management. It's a part of MM. And inside material management, you can find it in purchasing and inventory management. There are 3 own transactions, which is stock, liability, and consignment at customer. For the Fiori point of view, you can find them under apps with the call purchases and apps with the name inventory management. Data vendors are under accounts receivable. So these are the transaction and apps where you can find consignment in the system. So let's move on to for this presentation. I have defined 2 different scenarios, one for vendor and one for customer consignment process. For vendor, we have company code, which is 0001, a vendor, the material, plant, purchasing organization, and purchasing group. All this, the screenshot we will see in the next slide are, in the case of 10 units in consignment, which, as I saw in the first slide, now our own company is the consignee. So our own company is in charge of the 10 units that consignors send to us. And second part is that we withdraw 5 units. That means that we invoice 5 units to consignor. So that we recognize that we have sold 5 units. And for that 5 units, we will pay consignor. So later at the end of this part, I will show you how to reverse withdrawal and how to resettle this liability. So let's start. And here is the process flow and the steps. Our own company is consignee and vendor is consignor. Consignor is the company, is the individual, the person who sends the goods to be sold by a third party. So what is the way to purchase these goods? First, you create info record, and after the info record, purchase order. And this is the first step, purchasing. The consignor will receive purchase order for consignment material. Second step is inventory management, where our own company will recognize that he has received consignment stock. In this case, there are 10 units. After this good receipt, there is a part of withdrawal when we recognize 5 items. In this example, are 5 items in our own warehouse, not in a consignment warehouse, in our own warehouse, and we set liability for this withdrawal. And this is the moment where the invoice verification, where you create an invoice and you create a financial document. So let's move on. And first step is purchasing. And in purchasing, you have two documents or 2 transactions to documents to create. First, an info record, and second, a purchase order. Info record, the transaction is MA11 for decoration. You put all the information. Is the document that links supplier, material, purchasing organization, and plant. Moreover, supplier and material, purchasing organization and plant are not mandatory but necessary in this case. When you create, it's important to click consignment. So when you are creating in this organization data 1, you have to fill all the data that is mandatory with the asterisk, which is delivery time, purchase group, standard quantity, net price, and you define the conditions that will define. These conditions are the consignment conditions. So you define with your vendor, I will pay you 10 euro for when I sell 10 units, I will pay you 10 euros per unit, for instance, or similar. I don't know. A vendor and our company has to agree with these conditions. So after filling these fields, the purchase info record is created. Next step is the creation of purchase order. When you will use the transaction MI21N. Important, in the item, you have to define the item category as consignment. And I will show you later in the system one example. Probably you will see it more. You will see it clearer. You have to fill purchase order, purchase organization, company code. You have to fill material, and you have to fill here the plant and the quantity. And once filled all the fields and save, you create in the standard your PO. So this is the purchasing part. Second part is inventory management, where you define good receipt of consignment material. Later, when consignment material is in our in our warehouse, and vendor says, and I say, our own company say to vendor that we have sold 5 units, for instance, we withdraw them. So withdrawal means change from consignment warehouse to own warehouse. This is the withdrawal. And last step is liability, which is display settlement. So I will start with the good receipt of consignment material, which are transaction MIGO or MIGO year. In this part, important is that no financial postings are made. In this part, it's important to fill storage location, and important also is movement type, which is 101K. K meaning consignment stock. This MIGO is related to the purchase order we have created in the last step of purchasing, which is consignment. So going on, right? If we display document list after this MIGO, this goods receipt, it will display document list with transaction MB51. We will see that there are 10 units in the document, in the document, and you will see the document. In this part, there is not still accounting document, but this is one of the own transaction for consignment. If we display this transaction, we can see a list of consignment stock. In this case, there are 10 units, which are the goods receipt we have just posted. Next step is withdrawal. So this part is okay. I am a company, and I decide I will use 5 units to sell to other customers. So I want to relieve or to dispose of these 5 units for selling to other people. So this part is a transaction, a transfer between consignment between consignment warehouse and own warehouse, which is done by transaction MIGO tier and movement type 411K. That is transfer posting consignment to own. After all the data is filled, the mandatory data is supplier consignment and units. And other mandatory are filling this from and destination. Other mandatory is the destination. Imagine about here the storage location. Imagine that a big company sells, for instance, book or similar. Imagine that this company only has a storage location seated in his warehouse for consignment. So they can only have this storage location for consignment, or like in this case, they can use the same storage location for consignment and for no consignment. Like in this case, you can transfer to the same storage location. This is not relevant to this part, to this withdrawal part. So continuing, I'm showing the stock overview after MIGO. You can see that there are 10 units, and after withdrawal, now in vendor consignment stock, there are 5 units that are assumed to unrestricted use goods. So this is what happens. First, the company votes 10 units, which are directly summed in vendor consignment. When you withdraw it, you have 5, and your stockage is available for selling it in as unrestricted use. Here comes the part when you display the settlement. There is a new unknown transaction, which is MRQ, that that you have 2 options in the first screen. You have 2 options, which are display and settle. In this part, you will only display, and when you open the list with the filters you need or the data selection you put here, you will see that the documents are settled or not settled. In this case, they are all settled. So here is the end of the inventory management, where we have received in consignment stock 10 units, and we have withdrawn 5 units. The last step in vendor consignment process is the settlement of consignment liabilities. And I added another question: what to do if there is a mistake? That I will explain a bit later. Settlement of consignment liabilities is the same, this intersection, but the option settle. When you click on the option settle, you create the document. I will go to the other. In this screen, all the documents were created. If the documents are not created, you can see the info not settled. So in this, as I said before, in this part you create documents and you create the invoice, which is paid to our supplier or vendor. Here is the detail of the financial documents. You can find 2 financial documents: an accounting document, a material ledger document. The amount is the amount that you defined initially in your info record, and material ledger. And here is my own apportation to this presentation, and what to do in case of mistake, because I found that there is no option. I will go back to this screen. There is no option to return all the documents created or to cancel documents created. So the option is to reverse the withdrawal with this with Migo. They make a reverse Migo for the withdrawal and settle again. This is the option. Imagine that you have I can put imagine that the conditions are incorrect, or the number of items are incorrect, or I don't know what. There are many or you agree on other terms, or many circumstances can happen. So this is the way to do in case of mistake. In this case, what I did was, in the cancellation of 5, in the reversal of the withdrawal, and the new withdrawal was created with the same document, and was settled with the same document. Different document to the initial withdrawal. And about the documents, this is the initial document, and this is the second document that can be seen in display that could be seen when you display these documents. You can see this screen with the details of the accounts and the details of the amounts of the same happens with the first withdrawal. Going on, and now this is the document list. Document list that includes the reversal of the withdrawal and the withdrawal itself. As you can see, there are movement 412, and there are documents 5 and minus 5, 5 and minus 5. The only document that has not a colleague is the initial document of the 101K, which is the initial MIGO. The rest are settled with the withdrawal setting. When we did the withdrawal, the rest are cancelled one to each other. So right now, I have two options: showing it in the system itself, of showing in a pre-record video. I think I will show in the system itself, and you will see how the stock changes and how everything. So I'll go to the system and logistics. We are in vendor consignment process. Logistics, material management, purchasing. I will check only for my data. I will show in the screen which data is. Here, sorry. Vendor 1309088, materials 750, plan 3030, purchasing organization, and purchasing group. And this is the data that I will use for this demo. So I will start. Info record that is already created, but I will display ME13. Supplier is 130,988. System sometimes thinks The system sometimes thinks a little more than usual in this part. Okay, so while the system is thinking here, I will open another session and open material, which is 750. Okay, here it stops thinking on 750. The system thinks sometimes at the start of transactions. This work is thinking, both sessions are thinking, so I have to wait for a moment until they stop thinking. Here is stop, and I will display the option consignment. Oh, sorry. So here is the info record. I will display conditions, and here are the stipulated conditions that we have with the supplier. So these are the conditions stipulated, and this is the info record. In the other session, I will open the stock overview for this material and this plant. So at the moment, so far, this is the stock overview. I will be refreshing when I will start doing the process. So this is the first part of, and I will go to the presentation. This is the first part of the info record. Second part is purchase order. I will create a purchase order. Transaction MI. You can, of course, you know, everybody knows that you can call transaction here. For me, it's easier to follow the tree. So it's up to anybody to do whichever they prefer. Vendor supplier known. I will start. purchasing order, purchasing group, company code is 0001, supplier. And I will fill the item material, 7750. Now that happens with the material. Sometimes things a little, but it will stop thinking. Okay. I will add the item category consignment, okay. I will add the number, in this case, 10, and going to the right, I will add the plant, which is 3030. And click intro. Okay. I will check that there is only warnings, not any red mistake or not any error message. That doesn't allow me to save it. So I will close it and save it. I would like to save. So this is created under this number. Going back. Right now, I will do the good movements. I will open Migo and will receive with purchase order. And I will look for the purchase order I have just created. Was this one. So clicking intro and you can see that movement type is 101K, which is consignment stock. I will add a storage location and I will click item. Okay. I will check that everybody is correct. Document is okay. So I will post the Migo. Material document is posted. Now, this is the second part of good receipt of consignment material. If we go to the other session and refresh, we can see that now vendor consignment has 15. So we have added 10 units to vendor consignment. Let's withdrawal 5 units. So we'll go back and transfer posting. Transfer posting and we will transfer the same material, 750. The document movement type is 411K, which is already correct. And we will, this is the part when we withdraw, when we add to own stockage. So as usual, when the material thinks a little, okay. Well, okay, it stops thinking. Oh no, it's thinking, it's still thinking, sorry. Okay, here it is. Plant 30, storage location 30. Destination is the same material. I think probably we think less than before. Okay, and in this case, we will transfer to the same storage location. We have to add Consignment Supplier, which is, and it's thinking. Sometimes get thinking with when supplier and material data is introduced. Oh, sorry, Manuel, because he's thinking. So I have to wait until it stops thinking. Hmm. Yeah, here. Sorry for the delay. And 5 minutes. Okay, I will check that everything is correct. Document is correct. So I will post the transfer with this material document. I will go to the other session, and when I update, we can see that vendor consignment now is 10 units. So right now we have 4 units more in unrestricted use. So let's continue, and the last part is the withdrawal and settlement of consignment liabilities. So let's go back and environment, consignment, and liability. Company code 001 and supplier. One. I think the part when I introduce a supplier is always the same. Is thinking and thinking. Well, you can see in processing there are 2 options: display and settle. I will show you first display and second settle. And this is the part of liability. And the second option is the settlement of liabilities, which involves invoice as an invoice that creates an invoice. Okay, so again thinking. When it stops thinking, I will show first. You go to the options. You can choose no settle or settle with withdrawals. I will use no settle because I will set. Of course, I will settle the ones that are no settle. It's logical. So I will execute, and as you can see, there is one document not settled, which is the withdrawal that we have done in the former step, 5 units. I go back and I will settle it. And here is document created. If you click document, you can see the detail of the VAT, of the taxes, and what is paid to the, or what is due to the vendor. So this is the vendor consignment process. If I display again, sorry, settle. We will see on the settle document that we have created. So this is the process of vendor consignment. I will go very fast with the next, the third part of this presentation, which is customer in consignment. I will try to go fast and probably not showing all the videos because all the processes are the same, but showing at least one part of the videos. So I will continue with the third part, which is customer consignment process. This part is related to SD. In this part, the products are stored at the customer location. So our company is now the consignor that provides other company goods for the goods. The owner of these products are the company, the same company. A customer store the consignment stock at their own warehouse. Needless to say that there are 4 main steps in SAP system. First step is fill up. Second step is consignment issue. Third step is consignment return. Fourth step is consignment pickup. Everyone has its own process that we will see in detail later. Regarding to SAP, which are the modules and which are the part where you can find and this consumer consignment, they are under sales and distribution, and sales, shipping and transportation, and billing. Billing will be seen in only one step. One step only involves billing, and we will see later. In theory, the apps under sales, and there is a group that is called Outbound Delivery Creation Processing. And for the part of sales billing, the apps are under sales billing. I defined another scenario for customer consignment process that I will use for any of this process. The number of items are the same. There are 10 units for fill up and issue, and 5 units for customer returns and pick up. In this case, as I told you before, in this case, our own company is the consignor, which puts which sends the unit to consignee. In this case, is the customer, and the consignee returns 5 units that we have to pick up, and we will see the effects later in stock. We will, in this case, we have four different parts, or four different processes. First one is fill up, where where you declare that you have a customer consignment stock. Second step is issue. Third step is return. And last step is pick up. When you return means that the customer doesn't like the goods or are damaged or similar. They return to us and we pick up. So this is the full graphic. I will continue, and in this case, the steps are always the same for any for any of these 4 steps. There are these four steps. Yes. The first step is for any of these processes between inside customer consignment. There are four steps. Create sales order. Second step, confirm quantity delivered. Third step, outbound delivery. And fourth step, perform picking, packing, and goods issue. Continue. I start with the first process within consignment process, customer consignment process, which is consignment fill up. In this process, products this is a process in which products are filling up at the customer side. So we declare that these items are in customer consignment situation. The owner of these goods is the company itself. And in this step, you are not invoicing the company. This is only a logistic step. Sales order type KB, movement type 631, and item category KBN. As I told you, this is only a logistic step, and customer consignment stock will increase in our if we check the stock overview. So here is the demo. I think I will show you in this part. I don't know. I think I will show you in the system how it works in this part. But at the end, when we saw every step, because it could be easier to check the difference of stockage. So I will continue in the next one. The next process is Consignment Issue. In this process, the customer can sell or utilize the product at any time and will issue the invoice to us. So we will we will issue the invoice and we will I explained that the customer tells us that they will sell X, for instance, 5 items, and we will use him an invoice. So that is the question. You are in this step. You are invoicing the customer. We have to create an invoice in the system. In this process is sales document type KE, movement type 633, and item category KAN. I will continue in this part. This is the demo. I will explain it in the system, but after I have explained all these steps, I will choose, for instance, this step and explain it in the system itself. And you will see the difference in stockage, and you will see that there is a commercial invoice. So first, as I told you, I will explain what is all these processes about, and then go into the system to show how they are done. Okay, for consignment issue, as I told you, a customer tells that he will dispose of X product, 5 units or 6 units, I don't know, and you invoice him for these units, and this is what it's about. For stock, there are no changes for stock in this part, because the changes were in the first step in fill up. Here is the accounting recognition of this fill up. Consignment return is the third process. In this part, a customer finds that some goods are damaged, so he proceeds to return to us, to our own company. And in this case, they are billing, and they are invoice financial document. Sales document type here, movement type 634, and item category KRN. As the same in this video or demo, these are the steps. The steps are usually the same. What is different is the last part, because in issue that you have to invoice to the customer, you have to create the invoice, and usually you have to post a good receive or perform picking. Usually the steps here are usually picking and good receipt. It depends on what kind of sales order you are creating. But in this case, it's like this. In this case, the stock is this, and there is an accounting document for the return. So let's continue. The last process here in customer consignment is pickup. Pickup means that the customer requires to the company to take back the damaged or poor quality product. So in the last step, in the former step, in return, you recognize that there are some damaged goods, and now you pick up them. As a consequence, the goods will be posted back to unrestricted stock. Sales document, KA, movement type 632, and item category, KAN. And this is another video. As I told you, there is the steps are always the same. So this is the stock. This is an example of a stock after consignment pickup. Here in this example, there is no consignment stock, customer consignment stock. There are all in unrestricted use. In this step, they are not also invoiced used to customer. And this is the summary of movements. I'm not going to repeat again because I will send this information to you all. So, but you have to know that the different document types that are the different quantities, and you have to know that there are two steps that develop that triggers accounting document, which is key R and key E and key R. This and this. About a material document list, you will see the material. You will see that there are documents that match with each other. 301, 305, except this one, 306, which is movement type 633. 633 is the issue, the part when we sell when we recognize the invoice to customer. So this is a material document list. This is a summary of the material documents. About customizing, and now I will send you this document because I'm not going to go into deep detail about the pricing procedure. There is another pricing procedure for purchases, which I think I skipped it before starting this part. There is another annex for customizing, but for vendor. I will show you very briefly with what is this about, because I will send this document to everybody. So you have all the previous customizing in this document. First part is a pricing procedure. You have to define a quantity value update for the material type. And there is another customizing. I'm not going to go into detail, but there is the customizing you have to do previous to vendor customer process regarding customer consignment process. And I will go to the next. There is another annex, another pricing procedure that you have to customize in your system. And you combine sales organization, distribution channels. You have all the information here, all the information previous to this process. And finally, you have another T codes. So Manuela, I will do, for instance, in the system one process, for instance, issue that develops invoice of all the two ones. For instance, I will do the first one and the second one. Fill up an issue.
If you want,
Okay.
you can after them. If you want, you can send me the presentation, and the
Okay.
people could look the presentation, look the customizing, etc. And will be nice to share with the people how you do that with so many details that you have here.
No, but I refer. I will do this process in the system. For instance, this fill up process and the next process, and we will finish today's. Okay.
Okay.
So I will do in 5-10 minutes as much. The same. I will open another session for to check the stock for our data. Here is customer, and here is the material, the plant, sales organization. So I will reproduce it in the system. Okay, logistics. Sorry. MBA. No, not this material right now. Material is 988. And I will start while it's thinking, because it will think a little. I will start with the process. The two first one. The rest are the same. So it doesn't make sense to repeat all the processes. About the videos, I will record videos with voice, because the videos that I recorded are mute. So I will record video with voice and post in my YouTube channel. Okay, so for the videos, you don't have to worry, because videos are in the same presentation. I will post all the information here. So I will start with one. I will start with this process with fill up. Okay. First step is create sales order. BI 01. Order type, we are in fill up. So KE, I think. I don't know. by heart, KB. I don't know by heart. Sales organization, 2000, distribution channel 10, and division 00. Continue. For 2party 6. Here is easier to when it's a provider, it thinks about a lot, but when it's a vendor, when it's a customer, sorry, it doesn't think so much. So here is the situation for our material, and there is 50 units in customer consignment. I have to fill sort to party, ship to party, and I will go to material, which is in this case I will order 10 units. Okay, and click save. Yeah, I have to edit. Okay, plant 1990. Storage location 1990. And automatically the shipping point is filled. Okay. Loading date. I will put the same date. The same date for all the required dates. Okay. And document is complete. I will save it. Okay, consignment fill up has been saved. Now I will change it. And change it in procurement. I will confirm that there are 10 units. Okay, so has been saved. Third step is to outbound delivery, which is in shipping and transportation. Outbound delivery, I will create an outbound delivery with reference to sales order. I have to fill shipping point, and if you click a status overview, you will see what you have to do. First, picking. I will confirm 10 units are picked. Save. Start editing again. Sorry. No, sorry. No, my mistake. I created again. I have to change it. Sorry. Okay, so let's check the status overview. Picking is done. The other part is post goods issue. Outbound delivery has been saved. If we click again, we can see the status that is complete. If we go to the stock overview and click, we can see that there are 10 units more in customer consignment. This part makes the logistic movement. Okay, let's I will. I'm not really sure if I will do the next one, which is the issue. The issue means that our customer is selling products, so he needs to release the stock. So continue. For the party, issue to party, customer reference, consignment. I will material same, order quality 10, 2, enter payment terms, for instance, payable immediately, and when we click in save, we will edit the document. Add Incoterms. For instance, I will choose an Incoterm cost and freight. Sorry. New York, for instance. Plant net weight. Okay. This is far. This is fast. Storage location. Okay. Shipping point is mandatory to fill the shipping point. And net weight, for instance, will be 1 kilo. Okay, so when the document is complete, you will save. And Consignment Issue has been saved. This same process, I will change it and confirm quantity in procurement. I will confirm 10 and save. And create the Outbound Delivery. I will only show in the screen how to create the Outbound Delivery. I won't complete this because if not. Okay, so first we will check the status delivery, and we will see that only goods issue and invoice. Okay, so we will post goods issue, and the Outbound Delivery has been saved. Okay, so I will create the last step is create the invoice. In document, and here is the document. Okay. And here is the document created with the net value. If we click back and go to the Outbound Delivery and status overview. Oh, sorry, something that I did something wrong. Sorry, I didn't save it. Okay, now it's created. Sorry, I didn't save it. Now, if you click on the Outbound Delivery and the status overview, you will see that it's great. It's complete. So this is the process for for customer consignment. In this case, there is not. If we refresh, there is not change in stockage. Same happens with the other two. It's the same process. So for me, the presentation is over. I will send you this presentation, and for me it's over. Okay, it's finished. There are two more steps: return and pick up, that are exactly the same process that I show in the screen. So
thank you very much.
For me, the presentation is over.
Thank you very much. If you can send me the presentation, we can give to the people that needs to implement this process.
About
Fiori, very nice.
Yeah, thank you. About Fiori, I will show you just in this last minute what the relevant tiles, the relevant to Fiori, but just in 1 minute. Don't I want to spend much more.
Okay. Let's go.
No, yes, it's charging. So sorry for spending so much time because the system was thinking for some data supplier. The system thinks and thinks. So it's charging. Okay. So relevant apps are those related to logistic execution, outbound deliveries related to purchasing, purchase order processing, and related to sales, billing document, and these are the most relevant. I don't have time to do much more, but the relevant apps are under sales, under purchasing, and there is another logistic executions, outbound deliveries, and there is another if I find, sorry, here, stock monitoring. You can check stock monitoring here in this app. So these are the most relevant apps in Fiori for this part. There is another, but I don't have access. That is inventory management. I don't have complete access. I have access to some apps, but not complete access right now. So this is all the presentation. This is all the things you need to know, and I will send you the presentation for your information, and I will post the videos with my locutation and further explanations in my own videos. I will post later. Okay, so this is the final.
Nice. If you send the videos too, we put all of them in the platform, and they can look at the presentation and the videos too, without problem.
Okay, yeah, okay.
It was a very nice and very illustrative lecture about this theme. It's interesting because it is a big issue. It is a big issue. We have the customer, we have the other parties.
The vendor.
So it's not so easy to explain in a few time all the process.
Yeah, but what I wanted to show is how to do in the system itself, and you can see that all the standard T codes cover this part,
Works
all
in
this
the part.
is covered, but all the standard codes, you don't need to develop any different codes. So this is the process.
Okay, to
Thank
finish,
you.
thank you very much for honoring our event with your excellent lecture. We
Thank
hope
you.
to see you again in the next event with another. And it was a
Yeah, I hope
pleasure.
so.
Thank you very much.
And
See
thank you
you.
for the time. Thank you for the time.
Everything okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
See
Bye.
you.
Bye.